Miss Malia with Plant the Seed, coming to you from the Ross Garden. It's a beautiful, sunny, breezy day here, and I hope you are safe and sound and are having a beautiful day where you are. What's the first thing we do when we're together? All right, let's get our seeds, friends, and let's sing it loud and proud. All right, let's plant the little seed in the dark, dark ground. Out comes the yellow sun, big and round. Down comes the cool rain, soft and slow. Up comes the little plants, grow, grow, grow. Awesome! All right, friends, today we're talking about transplanting. Whew, that's a mouthful. Can you say transplant? That is when we move one thing from one place to another. Just like my kids in the background are moving from one place to another. Transplant. What do you think transplant starts with? T. There we go. Transplant. T R A N S P L A N T. Transplant. Izzy, can you please transplant yourself from that spot to this spot? Thank you. She's going to transplant herself. Do you friends remember when we were still together and it was our last time that we were together and we were planting some seeds? So we had some containers like this, and the reason that we were planting them into these containers inside is because it was too cold outside for some of our seeds to grow. So we put a lot of good soil in here. Soil, what does that start with? Soil, S. Soil. And our soil comes from really good compost. Compost. What does that start with? Compost. C-O-M-P-O-S-T. Compost. And we put all of that good soil and compost into our containers. And then we took seeds of different types of plants. Here's an example. And we put it down into that soil. We pushed it down in, we patted it down, and then what did we do? What do seeds need to grow? Do you remember? They need light, sun, and they need some
bananas.
Bananas! They don't need bananas to grow. How about some water? They need bananas to grow if the bananas have come in the compost and turned into really good soil. All right, so we took our water and we watered our seeds, remember, gently. And then what? We waited. We've been waiting a long time, friends. We've been waiting and waiting, just like those carrot seeds we planted a long time ago, remember? It took them a long time to grow up. But we've waited long enough, friends, and look, our plants have sprouted up out of the soil and have begun to grow. And they are now ready to go from those containers into the ground outside in our garden. So we're going to have a chance to transplant, to take these little baby plants and take them, scoop them out of these containers and put them into our ground. And in our garden lesson today, for our garden demonstration video, another friend is going to show you how we do that. So today we're talking about transplanting, which means simply moving one thing to another thing. One thing from one place to another place. And for planting and seeds, that means transplanting, taking this plant out of here and moving it into the soil outside in our garden, where it is going to grow big and strong. And when everybody finally gets back to school, we'll be able to see those big, beautiful plants growing and what they're producing. So, transplant, you need good soil, compost, you need sun, and not bananas, Water. Need water. Water. And as always, our plants appreciate some love. Great to see you guys. Have a great day. Miss you and hope to see you again soon. Bye, friends.
Hello garden friends, it's Miss Jasmine here with Plant the Seed, and today I'm going to share a very special book with you about planting so many beautiful colors in your garden. It's called Planting a Rainbow by Louise Elhert. I wonder what colors we'll see planted in the garden. Every year, Mom and I plant a rainbow. In the fall, we buy some bulbs and plant them in the ground. Do you see the different bulbs of flowers? Do you know what a bulb is? They look kind of like little onions, don't they? Well, they do kind of look like onions, but they hold all of the food for a flower to grow. And so if you plant a bulb in the ground, once it has enough sunlight and water, it will grow really big into a beautiful flower. We order the seeds from catalogs and wait all winter long. See the different seeds that they're ordering? There are a lot of different colors. And we wait all along, winter long, for spring to warm the soil and to sprout the bulbs. See? I'm sure if you look around your neighborhood or outside, you can see different flowers popping up, like this. They look kind of small right now. And then it's time to go to the garden center to select some seedlings. Seedlings are like baby plants that just got out of a nursery. And so sometimes when you go to a garden center, you'll have plants that look very small and they might not have flowers yet. Like this one, this poppy here, you can see it has its leaves and its stem and its little bulb right here, but it hasn't opened up yet. We sow the seeds and set out the plants in the soil. So you see the seeds that they sowed here, and they put up different markers for their names. And then we have the seedlings here. The seedlings are already in soil when they get them from the store. So they just put the seedlings, they dig a hole into the garden ground, and then they put the seedlings into the hole and put dirt around it. And then after they put dirt around it, they put some water on it, and they wait for the sun to hit the seedlings, just like the seeds and the bulbs that they planted with the flowers. And after we put them in the soil, we watch the rainbow grow. And grow. And grow. Wow, such a rainbow. We have some red flowers. Ooh, they have red flowers like tulips and carnations and a red rose. and orange flowers like this tulip and zinnia, and a tiger lily and poppies. And some yellow blooms like this daisy right here, and the yellow marigold, and tons of daffodils. We grow something green, like these ferns. They kind of look like green curly tails, don't they? And some blue flowers too, like morning glories, and delphinium, and hyacinth, and cornflowers here. And we also have some purple flowers too, like this crocus, and this phlox, the iris, violet, and a pansy, and asters. All summer long, we pick them and bring them home. And when summer is over, we know we can grow our rainbow again next year. Bye friends! I hope you get to enjoy the rainbow that's blooming all around you.
Hi everyone, Miss Jessie here with Plant the Seed. Today we're going to be learning how to make strawberry jam. Here's a whole bunch of strawberries I just harvested from my own backyard. Can't wait to make this with you. Let's see if we can find any strawberries. I see a couple. There's a strawberry. The first step is washing our strawberries. For this next step, you're going to need the help of a parent or guardian. You're going to need a cutting board, a bowl, and a knife. So we're going to start to take our freshly washed strawberries, and we're going to take the tops off of them and set them aside to compost later. And now, very carefully, we're going to take our strawberry and we're going to start slicing it into smaller pieces. I have about 2 pounds worth of strawberries here, which is a good amount to turn into some jelly or jam. And I'm going to keep doing this until I think I have enough. We will also need to prepare a lemon. So we're going to cut this into fourths. So once again, you're going to need a parent or guardian to help you out with this. We're gonna set these aside for later. So now we've added strawberries to the pan, and we're gonna put in 2 cups of sugar. We want to make sure that we mix the strawberries and the sugar in together. Now we're going to turn on our stove top to medium heat, and we're going to start to mix our strawberries pretty frequently until they start to boil. Now that it's starting to boil, we're going to take our slices of lemon and squeeze them in so we can get the lemon juice inside of there. Make sure you get all of that lemon juice out. Now that our lemon juice is in, we need to make sure we frequently stir our strawberries. That way they don't burn on the bottom. Now we're gonna do this for the next 15 minutes. And hopefully by the end of that 15 minutes, we're gonna have some jelly or some jam. Now that we're done cooking the jam, we're going to be filling jars full of it. So we want to make sure that we have the help of a parent or guardian while doing this. And we're going to either use a funnel or a ladle to put the jam inside of our jar. Once we fill our jars, we're going to put them to the side so that they can cool. Once cooled, we're gonna put the lid on top of our jam and then put it into the fridge to store later. Now this will last for up to 2 weeks. Thanks for making jam with me. See you next time.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Caitlin with Plant the Seed. Today we are in the Davis garden on this windy, kind of chilly day. Today we're actually going to be learning how to transplant some of the plants that we've grown from seed. So I have this bed right here. I already kind of have my different flowers where I'm going to want to put them. I'm going to go through and tell you about the different flowers and where they're going to go, and then I'll show you actually how to get them planted into the ground. So if you want to follow me, right here in the very back, we have our beautiful sunflower starts. You can see how tall they already are. They're ready to get down into the dirt. So since they're gonna be so tall, we're gonna put them in the very back so we can see everything in front of them. Right here in the middle, we have lots of zinnias, or zinnias, however you like to say that. We have lots of these beautiful flowers to get planted. These are gonna be in the middle. So I'm gonna put those back down. They're falling over from the wind. And then up front, we have these marigolds that we're gonna plant. And then we're also going to plant calendula or calendula, however you like to say it. We're gonna put these in the front since these will be a little bit shorter so you can still see these. So go ahead and stay tuned. We're gonna get these put in the ground next. Perfect, so in this garden bed, we've already put down some compost and we've mended the soil. That's why it's this dark, rich, blackish color you see, because the compost is in here providing all those wonderful nutrients for our plants. So to get started, how are you going to decide where you're going to plant the plants that you have? I always try to measure with my shovel, about a shovel's distance away from each side of the bed. so it doesn't grow over the side too much or it doesn't get restricted by the sides of the bed. I just like to measure that out. So this will go right here. I'm just making a little hole so I know where I want this plant to go. And then here I have my sunflower starts. Whenever you have starts that are in a little container like this, you can see that there are roots starting to grow out the bottom because they need to get into the dirt so they can get more nutrients from the soil. What you want to do is kind of just squish the sides. You're loosening the roots from the container so they're easier to take out whenever you go to actually take it out. And then we're going to go ahead and get that out. You see all those awesome roots, how they're all around the soil at the bottom. What you're going to do, you're kind of going to massage this a little bit. Just break it up so those roots will have an easier time adjusting to the soil that they're being put into. They can spread out and they can get all of those nutrients. And then if you look at the sunflower, the leaves here are kind of dying, they're dead. And so what I'm gonna do though, to give this plant more support and to make it stronger, I'm actually gonna plant to these flowers, or to where these leaves were right here. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna make sure that my hole is deep enough. So I need to make this a little bit deeper. Kind of measure it out, see how deep, because I want it to go all the way to here. So we need to make this deeper. Let's get this dug up. Make sure it's big enough. And that's about where I want it. So then what I'm gonna do, I already squished up all of my roots. I'm gonna take this and put it down into the dirt, and then I'm gonna easily kind of fill around the plant so it's nice and stable. I'm gonna give it a little squish. Perfect, and that's our first sunflower in. I'm gonna come back after all of these have been planted, and I'm gonna show you what's next after that. Perfect, so I'm ready to plant my next plant. I just wanted to give you all a little tidbit of information too. I already showed you how to measure from the sides of the beds with the shovels, but I try to also do that for the spacing between my plants. So I'm gonna take the shovel again, lay it down, and then that'll be where my next plants will be at. For some things, they spread wider and bigger, so you might wanna give them a couple shovels worth. But you can get that information from the back of your seed packet too if you have any questions. All right, friends, we are back. We have planted all of our flowers. If you just want to look down at all of our beautiful flowers here, we had a lot more than we anticipated. So our bed is very filled with beautiful flowers. I can't wait until they come out and they bloom so we can see how pretty it'll be. So the next steps we're going to take is we need to give our plants some water so they kind of settle down into their new homes. So I have my watering can right here. I'm gonna water at the base of the plant. You don't wanna get the leaves, you just wanna get the very bottom because that's where the plant drinks. It drinks with its roots. So you just wanna make sure that you get the bottom of all of your plants, and then you can see it's drinking that right up. And then, it's actually supposed to get rather cold this weekend. So what I'm gonna do is I have some straw over here. I'm gonna take some of this straw and we're just gonna put it around the base of our plant. So I'm just gonna take this in here, put it around the bottom so it'll help it stay warm whenever that cold weather comes this weekend. So yeah, that's everything you need to know about transplanting a plant. We'll keep our eye on them and update you as these plants grow into the summer. Have a good one.